Welcome back, guys, to Talking Smack. We've got a recap episode / predictions for you guys for this Sunday and the last UFC. UFC 290 and then UFC 291 coming up. With your co-host as usual, Jackson Airy.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah, and we hope you guys enjoy this one.
All right, Saki boy. What you think of the fights? Did you get to watch all of them? How'd you go? We obviously picked a few. We started off with Bo Nickel there, the first one that we'll recap on a little bit.
I was able to rewatch them all after I finished work. Luckily, I got called into work that day, so I had to end up working, and then I finished at 5, so I came home and just rewatched them all.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I watched them and I remember sitting there and I've now religiously all of our calls I'll just put bets on just to see if I get it, because it'll be sick to hit all of them and predict all of them. And then it immediately got ruined for me, not from Bo Nickel finishing you in the first round, and everyone knew that was going to happen, but no one was expecting the KO.
The KO.
Everyone's going, man, that's right. It's just everyone expected Val Woodburn to come out and the only chance he have is to stand up and bop and to maybe catch Bo Nickel and just knock him out.
Yeah,
but
that was the hope.
For him to just go, nah, man, I'm not all submission. I've got some extra tools up my belt and go out there and just knock him out first round. It was sick.
Honestly,
it was
good.
It showed how quick he is and how good he is on his feet, and he's a good striker, and it almost just seemed like the Matrix, time slowed down around him and he was just so much quicker and so precise. It was cool to watch, man. It was cool to watch.
Val slowed down very much so after that first hit. He just wasn't moving, and Bo just took advantage of it. Bo's strong and fast. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Surprises me a little bit. I definitely thought he was just going to run at him, charge at him, take him down to the ground, strangle him, but
that's right.
He was willing to stand and bop a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. We did call Bo Nickel, so we did get the call on Bo Nickel getting up, but didn't. I think we both called first round submission on that one. So
first round TKO, it's not too far off.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's still first round for Bo Nickel, so count it, back us in.
Yeah, that fight, it was a good fight. Bo Nickel's going to go on fight someone really good now. So it's a good test of him.
That's right. He deserves as someone ranked. That's fairly decent and some good competition there.
Yeah.
He needs to be tested, and he needs to prove that he can still get these finishes on people that have had a little bit more experience and are a lot better at what they do. So
exactly.
they should be good to see the up and comer for sure.
Yeah, let's give him someone ranked, see what happens. Give him number 15.
That's right, bro.
And then we got Dan Hooker was next.
Ooh,
the old Hangman Hooker.
Oh boy, man, that was a fight. Was a fight, a scrap. We called it ourselves that it was going to be
fight of the night.
And then it was there. Sure. That's right. And I don't even think it got fight of the night.
I don't think it actually did.
Thinking about it, and it didn't get fight of the night. Dan Hooker broke his arm and fractured his face.
His face is just fully fucked up after that one.
Just a scratch.
Yeah. His accent, his New Zealand accent.
It was
sounds like a tank.
I was about to say, but both fighters had tons of respect towards the end because they both put on a show, and it was so much fun. And I mean, it sort of looked like Jalen Turner started off really well and was keeping him on his feet, but Dan Hooker, getting the trades in, and then just towards the end, just had more fight in him in the last round, and it got him over the edge, and it was a brilliant fight. They both ended up sort of going a bit Super Saiyan there, there was a few memes going around about the 30 plus year olds dyeing their hair blonde, and then seeing him afterwards from the bleach blonde hair to just red hair from all his covered in blood. Yeah, that's right. But that was cool. It was a wicked fight, and we both picked it. We both said to go to decision. We both picked
Hangman
it.
would get it.
That's right. We called that right. We smashed it out of the park. Yep.
It's his toughness. He's so tough.
That's right,
He's
man.
got a big heart. I mean, that war with Dustin Poirier, I reckon, proved it to me ages ago. He can hang in there.
That's right. And he's still got it. I think this is going to set him back for a long time yet. I mean, he's got broken bones on broken bones from punching another dude in the face, but at the end of the day, he's still got it in him. It might be a long recovery, but it'll be interesting to see what Dan Hooker can come back to. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets offered another one of those. Ultimately we've got to look at Gaethje Poirier and stuff like that, but he's got the potential to start moving on up to those like really top of the ranks and stuff like that now. I think he's ranked, they were like 5th or 4th or 5th or something like that at the moment, and he can have a maybe not a title shot straight off the bat, but he can definitely fight one of those contenders and really give it a crack. He's a good fighter and deserves it.
Yeah, one of the losers of that probably. Really I reckon, honestly, one of the if the loser of Gaethje and Poirier might end up fighting him or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. But we could fight nonetheless. Both called it.
That's a big win.
That's a big win.
And the next one was disgraceful. It was absolutely disgraceful.
Man, my heart was broken from that one.
Yeah, Robert Whittaker versus Driscus.
It was crazy. I went in there and sort of expected Rob to feel pretty clean, but watching them both step in the octagon, man, I'm telling you, Driscus just looks so big.
He does
just put on so much weight, and like in his refuel, like they look pretty similar. Rob didn't look as stocky, in the weigh-ins and stuff like that, but far out. He just blew up overnight, and the size difference was huge. He came in there, he looked strong, he kept the pace, and Rob just unfortunately couldn't keep up.
No, it was hard to watch, to be honest, because you're right, he just couldn't keep up, and Driscus was honestly looked jacked when he walked in there. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, I think everyone thought that Rob was going to win, and people have just been so blindsided by Rob's sort of comeback and how hard he's been training, and he's been in the spotlight for a while. So I think it was just he just sort of overshadowed the skill that he was up against, and that was what hurt him a little bit there. But nonetheless, he's going to take some time to recover, and he's just posted on his socials. He's sort of had that time to sort of reset and have spent some time with family. Now he's going to get back into it, and it won't be the last that we see of Rob. So it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, he definitely said he's not going to fight Izzy just yet. Izzy wanted him to turn around pretty quick, to be fair.
That's right.
I was like, you don't really get people to fight that quickly right after a big fight like that, in a sense.
That's exactly right. I mean, ultimately, he's I don't know how I feel about the press conference afterwards. Oh, not the press conference, but
Izzy getting in his face.
Yeah, that's right. Jumping in the ring, I thought it was a bit cringe. I don't really rate Izzy as it is, and but at the same time, sort of got some hype about it and stuff. But I agree with Izzy in that sense, in the fact that they could be going in there being like, we're all African champions, blah blah, but he's just trying to take that away from him, and I can understand where Izzy comes from, and he feels disrespected, and I hope that Izzy absolutely pummels him. I don't care, I don't rate Izzy, but I feel like he's got every right to sort of go in there and put on a clinic if they eventually fight, which I have no doubt that they probably will. Yeah, given Izzy, fights every 4 months or so.
That was the average that was put up the other day. Yeah,
that's right. A very he's always getting fights, and he's got a lot of defenses there, and I think he just wants to continue that reign of dominance. He's doing well, and again, rightfully so.
Yeah, you can there's not many people that you can comfortably say has a good chance against Izzy. He literally has been tearing apart his division for the last
that's right
5 years.
He's got everything that he needs. He's got that reach. He's super fight fit. He can stand and bop. He can pick people apart. And he just does what he needs to do. And he's a very, very strong threat in that division. And there's not too many people that can challenge him, to be honest.
No, even Rob, I was worried. Even after this win, I was like, Rob's just going to have to fight him again if he wins this one.
That's right.
Third time's a charm.
He'll get there, and I want to see it. Yeah. I'd love to see it. It'll be awesome to see Rob hold up the belt. I think that's been a little bit ambitious at this stage. I think he's got to do a lot of resetting there, but once he does, it'll be a show. It'll be fun.
It'll be good. Good to see the man back again. Yeah, he's got to recover though.
That's right. He'll get there. Get there.
And then we've got Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja. Now this one I definitely messed up on, and Eerie got this one. This is the one we kind of separated on, because I thought Moreno might take him by decision. Either way, I thought it was going to go to decision. These two boys, they know each other very well. They've fought before. But God. And the worst thing is, I actually looked back and I was like, you know what? I should have picked Pantoja. He's kind of been his like kryptonite in a sense.
Yeah,
like,
that's right. He's got a couple of
Captain Hindsight. What am I meant to do?
And so that's right. It's one of those things, and Moreno fought really well. Like it was a brilliant fight of the night. I'm fairly sure. So and fair enough too. It was a battle. They both had so much gas the whole time, and they were just going at it. That's right.
They can punch on for days,
going and just fighting, and it was cool. And they did an extremely good job, and props to both of them. Pantoja got the win, and it was really cool seeing Gilbert Burns,
the Brazilians,
and and stuff like that, getting up and being stoked as for him, and good on him too. You know what? It was a cool fight to watch. They both put on a show, and he deserves a belt.
Yeah,
most definitely
does. He earned it. That's fair. There's not much to really say about them little fellas. I don't know who else in that division. I mean, Figueiredo might fight again, but I don't know.
They keep it interesting, and
it's picked up the last couple of years.
That's right. It's
because of Moreno.
It's a cool division to watch. It's one of those ones where it's not heavyweights in the fact that it's just going out there and just throwing punches until you either gas out or you knock one of them out, and it's not untechnical like the middleweights and stuff, but like when you get to that sort of featherweight, there's just so many different aspects of it.
It's all technical.
That's right, and they're all super quick too because they're just so little, and they can throw, man. Like I wouldn't want to go up against them. I know that much.
They punch you 50 times.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You barely see it. Classic.
Except for Figueiredo, he's speedy too, but he just hits like a beast. He knocks him out. But then we come to the main card, like the main fight of the night, Volkov versus Yahir. This was the big one, and we both know, everyone knows how this one was going to go.
Oh yeah,
Alexander the Great, no one's stopping him. He is becoming the GOAT.
He's going down as the greatest of all time. Yeah. He's really on his way. There's not too many people that can have so many title defenses that are so eager to jump up divisions. He just put on a show. He was able to adjust his game. He could just read Rodriguez, which is impossible. Like he's just got such a that's right. He's just got such an unorthodox stance, and the way that he fights is so unorthodox. But he was just able to read him and start picking these calls, and he did so well. A third round knockout, which is awesome. A lot of. One of the downsides to Volk is, a lot of the times he can pick people apart and go decisions and stuff like that. But it was cool to see him get the finish, and he did it in style too, with the awesome takedown, like right beforehand, swept his legs and just jumped on the top and did what he does best, and really worked with that ground and pound. So
he loves his ground.
That's right. He really loved it. So
when he can be the one on top, that is.
That's right.
I
think we went points. I think both went
decision for this one. But, so we were wrong on that, but we were right about Alex getting the win.
But we were happy with the result.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch him get the finishes, and it'll be on a highlight reel for a while because it was cool. It was fun to watch, and good on him too.
Yeah. He deserves to keep going. He wants to fight Islam by the looks of it again. But then Islam tweeted out back and was like, "We'll sign the fight." And I was like, "Oh shit, who's saying what?"
That sort of hurt me a little bit because it's just been announced that Islam and Oliveira are fighting.
Yeah.
Oliveira definitely deserves a title shot. There's no doubt about it, and I'm not at all trying to. I'm not at all trying to take that away from Oliveira. I think he's a brilliant fighter. He definitely deserves a shot at the title.
Yeah.
But man, I just wanted to see Islam fight too. That's all I wanted, and I was so keen to see it. But in saying that, it'll be a really good fight. And to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if Oliveira gets up and then, it's not about Islam and Volk anymore. Then it'll be about Oliveira and Volk. I think that will be a much better fight. I think it'll be a much better fight. Islam just, I hate to say it, but he's boring. He's boring.
He's a boring fighter.
That's right. He goes for control time, and he doesn't. He's strong, but he just doesn't do anything with it. And I mean, I'm hating on him. He's undefeated and he's a very good fighter, but
very good wrestler. Yeah,
but that's right. But if you're not exciting to watch, and you're not doing stuff. I really want to see, him put on the pressure and stuff like that. I mean, he knocked Oliveira out. Well, for the most part,
he finished.
That's
him,
right. He finished him, but hit him with that real big overhand right, and that's what pretty much got him the win. Which is what I want to see more of Islam do. I think he's still got something there, but
he's a better striker. Because they kind of compare him to Khabib, like the wrestling one, but they say he's a better striker.
That's right.
So but these top division lads, they're hard to strike with, especially when they're the strikers. They're not wrestlers.
That's perfect. He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does, and I'd like to see him develop his skills in the striking area to be able to, really tie those together, like say your Volks do when they get on the ground. Just be able to just at least still go for the submissions, but at least sort of like just wear your opponents out and keep the fight interesting instead of just trying to choose different things. But it's exciting. It's exciting. We've got Islam Oliveira coming up. That will be a brilliant fight, and I'm looking forward to it. And regardless of which, whoever wins that, Volk's coming for him next, and that will be a fight to watch. Yeah, regardless of who Volk's fighting.
Yeah, no, big ups to Volks.
He's
becoming the GOAT. He's becoming the GOAT.
Gotta love him. He's doing repping Australia hard too, and I love
real
that.
Hard.
Yep. No, you gotta show all your respect to Volk. He's done a lot for Australia and done a lot for the sport. He's just the one to keep your eye on for sure.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Well, that kind of finishes off our main card for UFC 290, and then we've got UFC 291 this weekend.
This weekend coming up. We've got a very exciting card yet again. We've got a few fighters on there. Who have we got here?
So
I can't read that.
we've got Kevin Holland versus Michael Chiesa, which is actually a rare one because Kevin Holland's like a very big loudmouth, and he's been like, he had his popular streak for a little while, and then he kind of lost a couple, but he's bounced back and he's won a couple more now. So it's like
he's exciting. He's exciting to watch in the sense that everyone loves to watch him talk in the octagon, and
he's gonna.
For sure. It's just what Kevin Holland does best. He got sort of stitched up in his last fight against Chimaev, in the sense that he prepped for a whole nother fight. Chimaev missed the weight, and then they swapped a few fighters around, and that's sort of awkward. So
he tore through him.
That's right. He's not coming off a loss. He is, but at the same time,
that was his last big loss.
That was his last big one,
and then he lost to he actually lost to Stephen Thompson.
Right.
Round,
Yep, copy that. I didn't even realise that.
I remember. I
wasn't sure which. I didn't know that.
I remember backing Kevin Holland, and that was a bet, and it did not go.
Oh no! I knew that happened, but I wasn't sure which one came first. I was trying to work it out in my head before, but I couldn't remember which one came first. But that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Kevin Holland's cool to watch, though.
Kevin Holland's cool to watch.
He's exciting. He talks to his fighters, and this one will be no different. He's gonna come in and try and put on a show, and he's got something to prove in this one. He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's a great fighter. Michael Chiesa, on the other hand, I do like, but he hasn't fought in like a year.
It's been a
I think before that he hadn't fought for like another year.
Sure.
So it's like one a year and hasn't fought this year.
Sure. The one and done.
It's hard to kind of read him in the sense of how well he's going to do, because he is a good grappler. So like Kevin Holland, that's his weakness.
You've got to sort of respect the sense of, if fighters have been out for a long time, why are they out for a long time? You've got those. That's right. You've got those that come out that haven't fought in a long time. Because they get belted in a fight, and they've got to take time to recover, and that's fair enough, and that's understandable. There's those that have big stints and leave to do more training and to come back and really close the gaps on their weaknesses and come back into it. There's people that that do it because they're good at it and just sort of can come in whenever they want and fight whenever they want and do their thing. And I'm not sure what the case is in this instance, but if you've had some time off, you would expect that you've done some work outside of the octagon and outside of your pay-per-views. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table in that sense.
Yeah, I'm going Kevin Holland knocking him out. Second or third round, definitely Definitely knocking him out.
Yep. Sure. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I reckon Kevin Holland's gonna give him the old, I had a dream about this.
Yeah.
And I reckon he's gonna knock him out too. I reckon it's gonna be a third round knockout.
Yeah, nice.
Decision maybe, but I reckon it'll be a third round knockout.
Yeah, Kevin Holland, he's gonna smash him. Yeah.
Go Kevin.
And then we've got this one's a bit of a. I don't know how I feel about this still. Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green. Tony Ferguson is still fighting.
Tony Ferguson is washed.
Yeah,
I feel so bad for watching Tony Ferguson. In this sense, he's had a lot of fights where he does. Back in the day, he used to be an absolute weapon of a fighter, and so good to watch. And sadly, you've sort of seen we keep bringing up memes all the time, but you've seen him back when he was young and he's in his prime and he's doing his like routine dance before
he's
that's right.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And he comes back and just looks a whole lot slower now and is really wearing out.
Yeah, there's like a video of like him doing it when he was young and then him doing it when he's like now, and it's like so slow.
Man.
And it's like, oh no.
Don't put it, against the bloke. He's got a lot of heart, and he's shot, and he's really put on an awesome career. Having going back and watching so many of his highlights is fun to watch. But I think he's just going to be too old and too slow in this fight. It's unfortunate. We've got Bobby Green paying $1.29 on this one.
Yeah, which I feel like is just fair.
It is pretty fair. It is pretty fair. I'm interested to see not so much the outcome of this fight, but I'm interested to see the outcome of what Tony Ferguson does moving forward. I think everyone's very ready for him to, sort of call it quits. He'd love to sort of end on a win. I have no doubt about that, but I don't see him being any sort of contest for the belt. I don't see him sort of moving up the ranks and those kind of things. I think he's just getting a little bit past his prime, but he's got something to prove, and I guarantee that's what the critics have been saying about him, and I think he's going to go in and try and prove something, but I don't think he's going to get the win in this instance.
No, I think I agree with you that he's going to try and go in there and prove something and maybe end on a win. That's probably what he wants to do with his career, but it's the way I've seen it. He's just not progressing. He's going down, and that's sad to say because he is a beast and he is awesome. But he's going to lose this one, and Bobby Green is going to beat the brakes out of it. Beat the brakes out of him. He's not going to be great.
He lost his last one to Nate Diaz, was it? Nate Diaz, was it? And Nate Diaz. A bit of a meme fight. I think Nate Diaz got the submission actually.
I think he did. I think he finished it with a sub. Yeah.
Yep. But Nate Diaz is another one of those people. There was sort of almost the perfect fight for Tony Ferguson in the sense that Tony Ferguson doesn't want to score around too much on the ground as much anymore.
Yeah.
And likes to stand up and fight, but he wasn't ready for Nate Diaz, and I think that, in that sense, was a much easier matchup for him than what Green is going to be this weekend.
Yeah, 100%. This I don't think he's going to knock him out. I still think Tony Ferguson's got a decent chin, even though he has been sort of finished a couple times now, especially with the front kick to the face, making memes again. But I don't think Bobby Green has the potential to finish him because he's a bit of a decision fighter anyway. So I reckon he'll go to decision, but Bobby Green will get the win. Yep. He'll just have too many strikes on him, I reckon.
Yep. Bobby Green, I think, is going to go in there and wanting to put on a show. It's against Tony Ferguson, who is considered, one of the best, and I think he's going to try and put on a show, and I reckon it's going to be a second round knockout.
Yeah, nice.
Won't be able to do it straight off the bat because, as we said, Tony Ferguson's got a good chin on him.
He's got a good chin. He's elusive, but
he'll pick him apart, and I reckon it'll be a second round knockout there.
I feel that. I do feel that. It could be. I'm hoping he pulls through and just gets a decision.
We can only
decision
hope.
lost.
We can only hope.
And then you've got this is a great fight. Alex Pereira versus Jan Blachowicz. Probably just mispronouncing his name pretty badly. But I think it's around that.
Yep. No. I think you've done pretty well there. Where do we start on this one?
Yeah. Well, let's start with Alex Pereira. He's coming off a win, a loss to the same fighter, is he? And the win is kind of like He did have him in the sense of like, he hurt him. He had him hurt. And he was putting the pressure on. He's huge. But it was kind of stopped a little early, possibly. It was tough to tell with that one. It's a fair win, I still feel like.
True. He doesn't have anything to prove against Izzy. He's beat him twice in kickboxing a long, long time ago, and I knew that he was holding on to that when he moved down a weight division. And then on the other sense, beat him in that weight division, became a champ for a bit there, and everyone was, going crazy about it.
Yeah.
Izzy came back and dominated him.
And knocked the shit out of him.
That's right. He really caught him and did incredibly well. It was awesome to watch. But at the same time, I think he will be a lot more comfortable in this weight division. He cut way too much weight. He looked unhealthy on the scales in middleweight. He just couldn't. And when he was off season and as soon as he'd finished his fight, he was putting on 40 pounds. Like he just put on so much weight after his fights because he just cut so much and looks so unhealthy on the scales. But I think this is going to be a true test for him. He's moving back up into a bigger weight division where you can get some people that it can actually bop on, and this will really prove whether or not Pierre is the striker that everyone says that he is.
That is true, because on to John Blachowicz, I love the Polish power,
the Polish hammer.
He says he's like this Polish power, and he hits hard.
He really does.
Look, Glover Teixeira had him. He caught him. He finished him off. But the last few fights, he had a draw to, I think it's Magomed, who's a really good fighter. He's a really good fighter. But every fight he's had, he's been very competitive, and he knocks people out.
He can strike.
He's also a really good wrestler. Like he held Izzy down. He got that safe dub.
True. That's right. He's got a lot in his kit, but he can square up. I think that's ultimately what this fight is going to be about. Is who's gonna get on top in that sense. I think Pierre is a better technical striker, but I think there's going to be so much more power with Jean there, and I reckon he's going to knock Pierre out.
Yeah, nice.
That's where I'm going with this. I reckon Jean's going to get the victory here, and it's going to be first round.
Yeah, nice.
It's going to be first round. I don't think Pierre wants to go
first round.
The distance.
I love it.
I don't think Pierre wants to go the distance. He has sort of looked unfit previously, sort of going into those later rounds, but they're in your sort of like fourth and fifth rounds where he's really been gassed, especially in that first fight against Izzy. He sort of had to go balls to the wall and knock Izzy out.
That last round was what saved him.
That's right, is he really had to go balls to the wall and give it his all, and he did, and he got the knockout. Good on him. Yeah. But he did not look comfortable before that.
No.
So, I don't think Pierre is going to want that to be the case this time. He's going to go in. He's going to try and do something. But if Jean catches him, it's over. And we're going to go a first round knockout for Jean here.
Nice, I like it. I'm going to go a little different, but still Jean. I reckon he's going to, because I totally agree with you that Alex wants to come out there and finish this fight early. But Jean can go the distance. So I reckon he's going to have to mix it up with a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of striking, test his power. I reckon they're going to push it out to second or third. But I reckon Jean's going to get the finish.
Yeah.
He might gas him out for a round. I'll lay on top of him, get on the second round, knock him out.
Yeah.
Big bang, bang, bang.
He's a big boy to try and wrestle.
He's huge. The bigger than Izzy, so
the bigger they are, the faster you're going to gas out against them as well. You can have some brilliant wrestlers that are in lighter divisions, but as soon as you start to get some good wrestlers in your light heavyweights and those sort of areas, then that's when you can really tell that people gas out quickly. You look at John Jones versus Cyril Gane the last time that they fought together. Gane was fucked immediately. That's right. John Jones just rested it. He was just like, nah, this is cool, man. I've had enough, and gave in pretty quickly. But it's just with those wrestlers that are able to do that. And I don't think Pierre will have too much in his kit in order to stop that. So that's a wise call.
I totally agree. I don't think he has enough in his arsenal wrestling-wise. I've seen some little things where like Izzy took him down and stuff, and it's like, oh, Izzy could not take Jean.
That's right.
But MMA math doesn't always work out like that. Just because he beats him doesn't mean he's going to beat him.
That's right. It's not rock, paper, scissors, is it?
Yeah. But I still reckon Jean, second or third I'll go, but finish still.
Yeah, unreal.
Sorry to interrupt the camera there.
No, that's A-okay. I just realised that we've missed a fight here because we forgot about Wonder Boy and Michael Piera.
Oh, we have too.
We haven't spoken about Wonder Boy and Michael Piera.
Now,
so
that's because on the way it's written down on the other one is because there was a cancelled fight. Paulo Costa was meant to be on this card.
True.
But that's been cancelled, and now Stephen Thompson and Michael Pereira has been bumped up to the main card.
Yep. Copy.
Yeah, my bad.
He's finally there, and
Wonder Boy.
No, that's all good. Wonder Boy is back. Wonder Boy's fun to watch. He's very fun
cool.
To watch. He's exciting. He's
so
quick.
technical.
That's right. He's exciting. He's quick. He's on his feet, and he's super exciting to watch. Michael Piera again, super exciting to watch. It should be a brilliant fight. I mean, we just glanced straight past it.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
But no, it should be a really good fight.
That'd be a crazy fight. Card. Yeah, Michael Pereira is a very unorthodox sort of fighter, and he started off his career very rough in a sense of just gassing out too quick, trying to flash off these backflips and stuff. Now he's kind of honed it in a bit more, and he can push out to decisions. He's getting better at holding it in, but he's still a bit flashy and does random things. So this can be a kind of test of Stephen Thompson because he can read people pretty well, and he's very technical himself, and he stands far away, but he has his hands low, and Michael Pereira does hit hard. So I don't know. It's a mix-up for me, this one.
It's an interesting fight.
Yeah.
You are right. Michael Piera is very flashy in the way that he does things.
He's going to pop a backflip.
He's going to do something cool, man. He's going to do something cool. He's one of those fighters that wants to stay relevant too. Whenever he's doing his press conferences and stuff like that, he's got a lot of talk. The Pieras do. That's right. But he's got a lot of talk about him, and he'll want to come in and prove that he can do something here. And Wonder Boy is the person to do it against because he has such a big following, a huge following. I didn't until I looked into it. I didn't realize how many people loved watching Wonder Boy fight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But
it's not crazy. Sorry,
no, good on him. Good on him. But I reckon he's going to try and do something cool here.
Yeah.
I want to see a finish.
Yeah, I want to see a finish.
I want to see a finish. I don't really like saying decisions too many times because I feel if it was gonna go to decision, it'll go to Wonder Boy.
But that's fair to say.
Yep. So I feel if you want to play it safe and you want to go for the decision, you can choose Wonder Boy on that one. But in saying that, I think I'm gonna go Piera with something clutch.
Yes.
I'm gonna say something clutch. Either. Okay, I'm gonna say this. It's either going to be in the first 30 seconds of the fight or the last 30 seconds of the fight. I'm going to go with round three KO, last 30 seconds of the fight.
Oh, super interesting on that one. That's good. Yeah,
we'll go for the underdog.
Either the beginning or the end.
Yeah,
but finish. Yeah, Michael Pereira. That wouldn't be a bad bet, to be fair. I'm definitely going Stephen Thompson for decision. No.
It's a smart bet. It's a smart bet. I think that's more Wonder Boy's game in this sense, and he can drag out Michael Piera because he has been gassing out, or he used to gas out, used to gas out, and that's how he used to fight because he used to do crazy shit and it would just burn himself. But Wonder Boy is gonna play it like that.
I feel like it's either going to be the one or the other. I will actually put my money on Pereira, to be fair, because he's the underdog, so I'm putting my money on Pereira to win this, probably by knockout.
By knockout, yep.
Yeah. I feel the same thing. I feel like it's kind of clutch with him. If it goes to decision, it's going to be Wonder Boy winning, I feel like.
Yep.
Could be wrong on that one, but that one, I feel like Pereira's either going to knock him out, which I will put my money on.
Yep.
You don't have to, but...
No. Keep it interesting.
But Stephen Thompson, I reckon, could win the decision, to be fair.
Yep.
He knows how to gather points.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. But now Michael Piera. Last 30 seconds, man. Call it.
Yeah, bang. Last 30 seconds, first 30 seconds.
The go.
One or the other.
Classic. Which brings us to the last fight.
Yeah, it does. So Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier. Dustin versus Justin.
Dustin versus Justin.
This hasn't been talked about enough.
I've never heard that. I've only ever heard Gaethje versus Poirier, and that's it. That's
what I hear. They're doing that on purpose because they know people can't be like Dustin and Justin.
That's right, because you can't have. No. I will bring up real quick for the BMF title. You can't have Dustin versus Justin. That just sounds so
cringe, especially since it's going for the baddest motherfucker belt.
Yeah, it's Dustin and Justin. It's like plain names that are mixed together. There's a 1 letter difference.
Yeah.
No, but it's going to be a banger fight, to be fair. They've fought before, and Poirier got the better of him, but this is a long time after that.
It is a long time. They've both had some pretty significant fights since then as well.
Yeah.
I think Poirier is really good to watch, but he's cautious. He's a smart man. You know, he's very cautious in the sense that he knows when he's up against a good fighter. If he comes up against Michael Chandler, which he versed, he was scared to go in the ring. He was said after the fight, he said, "There's, you know, I was scared to get knocked out. You're a scary fighter, and it is what it is." And Gaethje has that power to knock him out, and he's going to be going into this also very cautious as well.
Yeah.
But mind you, Poirier can also bop on. He can stand and box. I mean, we just spoke about Dan Hooker and how well he did in that fight to be able to maintain against, you know, someone who's just constantly putting on the pressure.
Yeah.
Which again, I think Justin Gaethje will do in this fight. He's one of those fighters that's not cautious, that would rather stand there and trade than
he'll take 2 to give 1.
That's right.
He's happy to do that.
He will. And I don't think Poirier's invincible by any means. He's dethroned a lot of brilliant fighters in his time.
Yeah.
Gaethje, McGregor, even Dan Hooker you can throw in there as well.
Yeah.
He's dethroned a lot of good fighters. But I think I'm going to swing with Gaethje on this one.
You reckon? Yeah.
I like Gaethje as a fighter. He's cool, man.
He's cool.
He's cool. He can fight. He can fight, and he's just a dog. And that's the stuff that I love to see. And I love backing the people that go for those finishes and go for exciting fights and just go there to put on a show. That's the kind of stuff that you want to see.
He's always been like that too. He's always been about putting on a show.
He's a highlight reel god. Like, it doesn't matter what fight you ever go to, there's always going to be him getting punched, him punching someone else, someone going down. And that's pretty much how all of his. That's how all of his fights go. But that's how it should be. That's some real fighting and so much fun to watch. That's the stuff that gets the pay-per-views, and that's the kind of thing that you want to see with the baddest motherfucker belt.
I'm not a big fan of this belt, to be fair.
No,
it started off kind of cool. Like, I was kind of about it a little bit, but then I don't know.
It was
off now.
Yeah, that's right. They said it was going to be a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Masvidal and
Nate Diaz.
And they said it was going to be a one-off thing. And if it was a one-off thing, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But if they sort of continue it, it'll be a bit of almost like a gimmicky sort of fight for the UFC.
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's just a way of trying to sell extra tickets, I guess, and trying to sell extra pay-per-views. I'm not too sure.
There's nothing too standoutish about this card, because there's no sort of like title fights on it. We're not seeing anything where
that is true.
Where where someone's going to dethrone someone, or there's been, some beef going on for a long time. Like, there wasn't too much to sell about this. I was smart on the UFC's behalf.
That's actually fair to say, actually,
to throw in the BMF belt, because there is no belts to sort of get in this scenario. But it's cool. It gives us something to look forward to, and it will be a sick fight. It will be a sick fight.
It's going to be a good one.
I really hope. And this is just me. This is just me, but I want Gaethje to win by decision.
Yeah, okay,
I know it's not going to happen. It'll be within the first 3 rounds, but I would love to see Gaethje by decision. That's how I don't think it's going to happen, but that's what I want to see, because I want to see these two go at it. I want to see them punch. I want to see them kick the fuck out of each other and just have a proper crack. That's right. He's a dangerous man, and he can throw. And they've both got gas in the tank too. Gaethje just looks cooked all the time. It
He
doesn't
definitely gassed out a little quicker, but he's got the tank.
most definitely does. He's just got that dog in him where he just won't stop. He'll just be throwing haymakers until the end. Even if they just are throwing like this, he's always going for it, and that'll be the case until round 5 if it goes the distance.
He sometimes falls over when he throws a big.
That's right.
His legs will come out.
He looks so gassed even in the first round. He hasn't taken any damage, but he'll just start throwing, and he just immediately looks gassed. He looks the same the whole fight most of the time.
It's like his style. You see him with just a little bit of tightness.
It's cool, man. It's cool. He's fun to watch. Justin Gaethje decision, not going to happen. If I'm being realistic, Gaethje round 3.
Yeah. Okay.
But because they're going to want to put on a fight, and I don't think either of them are going to. They want to go for the finish, but I think they want to drag it on a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of dialogue behind this fight.
Yeah, there might be a little bit.
I don't know if that's how fights work, but if there's going to be a fight where there's going to be a bit of dialogue, they want to have this be the one where they fight for a while.
Yeah.
But Gaethje decision. That's what I want to see.
Gaethje decision. That's fair. I'm actually, I guess, back to one of your previous points from earlier, about you don't know what a fighter's doing in his off time. And Dustin Poirier has either been celebrating his money, new wealth with after the Conor McGregor fights and the hot sauce and whatnot.
True.
Or has he been training non-stop?
I haven't seen much from Poirier's corner.
Not much at all.
All Gaethje does is fight.
And trains, but it seems wrestling as well.
I think that's all sort of Gaethje does is just loves to fight, and that's all I really see coming out of any of Gaethje's sort of medias and stuff like that. Yeah. But Poirier's definitely been invested in a lot of hot sauce. So
a lot of hot sauce.
That's a very good point to bring up.
Yeah. So I don't know. They've got Gaethje as the underdog here technically. So it's a tough one. I don't know why. I'm gonna go with much as hard on this one. I'm feeling a Dustin Poirier finish. This is the one I'm going to go apart from you on a little bit because I don't know why. I've just got a soft spot for the diamond, maybe.
Yeah.
But there's something in me that just feels like he's going to finish him around third round.
Third round?
I reckon the same round, but Dustin Poirier to get the finish.
Yeah.
Dustin, not Justin.
I love the fact that we're going against each other in this fight too, because this is the one where you want it to be up in the air. We don't want to have a massive blowout in the odds like a Bo Nickel or a Val Woodburn. You want this to be a close fight, and I'm backing Gaethje solely for the fact that he's going to go in there with a bit of heart, being the underdog in this fight. They're both brilliant. They both have
a technical underdog because they're not. Yeah. I don't feel like there's a real underdog in this one.
Not really. You've got Poirier that's more technical, but you've got Gaethje that probably hits harder and can take as much of a hit as what Poirier can.
It's a very good summer.
That's it. That's all there is to it. And so it'll be a wicked fight.
Yeah.
I'm going Gaethje, you're going Poirier. That's awesome.
Yeah. Bang. That's the finisher for that one. So that'll be this Sunday, and we'll be able to watch that and have a good one.
That's right. We'll read these back on the next predictions episode, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's going to top us off for today then, guys. Thank you for watching as usual. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for the next one. We're going to be posting a couple more episodes in a row. Try and keep the content flowing for you guys. And we'll see you next time.